Good afternoon and welcome to this amazing offer to learn how to be the best known, most trusted agent in your area and how to get leads on autopilot without paid ads or portals. Not just any kind of leads, the organic kind, the kind that comes to you, the ones that you're not paying for day in, day out. If you've been looking for a way to generate that kind of leads for your business, and maybe you've looked at a content generation strategy for your business in the past, you maybe just have not come across the right way of actually using content to generate the leads that you need for your business. As we go through this video, I'll touch on the main points of what you need to be generating content-wise in your business and how that will turn into organic leads for you to essentially increase your bottom lines, get you more sales. So why is content so important? Well, in case you missed it, this is all about content creation. So this is a content creation strategy for generating organic leads. And the reason that it's so important is because what you really need to build the client trust, to get that rapport going with your potential leads and prospects, is a way for them to connect with you, to understand what it is you're offering. I mean, really what you need to do is stand out from everybody else, from all of your competitors. And how are you going to do that? I mean, what is your USP? If you have to get in front of every single prospect, one-to-one, be on a call or face-to-face, for you to be able to tell them what's so great about you, then how much are you really limiting your potential and the growth of your business? It's huge. I mean, seriously, you can't get in front of everybody that's looking, and the only way that you can do that is by producing the right kind of content. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So let's come back to the question, why is content so important for generating organic leads? Well, I'm going to start by saying I think that's the wrong question. And it's probably one of the big reasons why there's a lot of people out there, even today, who will still tell you that content marketing doesn't work. This blog stuff, creating it, we've tried it, it didn't work. It's not worth your time. Don't waste it. Well, the right question, in my humble opinion, to ask is actually, what type of information, what type of content should you be creating that will attract your ideal potential customers? Now, when you start to look at it from that perspective, it really does make things a lot easier for you. So instead of asking, how can I just get more clients? How can I get more leads through the door? Think instead about, what is it people are looking for? So when they're going to the search engine, what are they typing in? What are they looking for? And if when the answers come up, you're not there, are they going to come to you for the answer? Well, clearly not. So the right question really is, what type of content do I need to be creating? What's important for me to create as a business to attract my ideal prospects? And obviously that will very much depend on exactly what kind of customer you're looking for, exactly what service it is that you offer. But there are some core questions that obviously will be the same no matter what industry you're in. So obviously those are ones that you're going to want to answer first. Once you've got those answered, you can start getting more specific, more in depth, and really get into the underlying reasons of why those questions are being asked. But when you do that, when you show up in the places that people are looking for, i.e. the search engines, on the social platforms, and you're providing the kind of content that's really going to help them, that's when things will start to change for your business. That's when you're going to get people coming to you, and rather than asking 50 questions and you have to spend an hour going through, letting them know all the things that they need to know just to move on to the next stage, people will start coming to you actually saying, oh yeah, I saw this information on your website, on your newsfeed, on your blog post. I saw a video on YouTube, I saw on social media, and I clicked on it and I watched the video and it was amazing. It had everything I needed to know. Well, that's not going to happen by accident. And so that's essentially what this coaching program is all about. It's getting you to a place of understanding what your clients want, how to provide it for them, how to put it out there in a way that not just attracts them initially, but actually takes them on a journey and gets them to a point where they trust you. You become the best known, most trusted agent in your area, because every time they've got a question, you've got the answer. And not only that, you know what their next question is going to be, and you've already created a checklist or a cheat sheet or a video guide to help them get over that. And so if that's the kind of content that you're missing in your business, that content that really helps people get to a place where they need to be, that is a place of being educated and understanding what's the process, what's the price, what's the next step, then that's really what's going to change your business. So you may have caught a few things there about me talking about watching a video on YouTube or watching you on social media. Yes, you're going to be making videos. Yes, you are. Now, most consumers will actually look at 30 pieces of content before they actually make a buying decision. Now, this is something that's been tested by people that are already implementing content strategy for their business. So they're putting out all the information that their clients need, and as they get their database of information built up, what they're seeing is that an average 30 pieces of content are being consumed. Now, if you look at your website, have you even got 30 pieces of content about one of your services that people could actually go and look at? And if not, if they've got questions that you're not answering, what do you think is going to happen with that particular consumer, that potential client? Do you think they're going to just not bother asking that question? Are they going to pick up the phone and talk to you? Are they going to send you an email? No, they're going to look at the next result on the search engine. They're going to see if somebody else has got the answer that they want right now. So having the content with the right information is clearly very important. Another little factoid here. When it comes to showing up online, and this is actually a quote that I picked up from Tony Robbins. So I've recently again listened to Unleash the Power Within, but you need to be outstanding. So when you're creating your content, when you're giving your answers, when you're putting out your information, being good won't get great results. Being great won't even get great results. You have to be outstanding. And being outstanding is what's going to get you the good results. That's where all the results live. That's where the search engines rank the content with outstanding content. And you really need to make the search engines take notice of you. So you can't just go and create a load of content once and then hope that they'll keep coming back as you create it, if and when maybe a few months down the line. That won't happen. You've got to be consistent. You've got to produce great content, and it needs to be the right kind of content so that the search engines take note, your potential prospects take note. But then you've also got to go and put the information out there to the world. You've got to use the social platforms. You've got to use the YouTubes and any other video search platforms that you might come across. You probably even want to start showing up on the likes of Reddit and Quora and getting in on the forums as well. This is not something you're going to do straight away, not from the outset, but eventually it will become part of your strategy for your business. And really, making videos is one of the best ways for you really to help yourself and do that, because when you write a piece of content, yes, it can be helpful and informative, and it can give links to other things and maybe take them to trainings, etc. But if they're looking at you for the information that if they're looking at you to be the expert, to essentially get the answers, that doesn't really come across very well with the written word. And there's always the chance that you could try and make a little joke or something. Doesn't always come across well when it's written down. But when you're on video, it's actually very difficult to mistake the intent, the tonality in your voice if you want to be speaking a bit quicker about something, or maybe slow the pace down a little bit just to make sure that they take it in. Or it could be something that you get excited about and you could get loud about and you could get, you know, animated about. And all of these things come across really well on video, but they really don't come across so well with the written word. So even if you're writing great content, you need to get it on video so that people can, you know, really engage with you as the expert. Now, is video something that you really have a choice about these days? Well, no. I mean, you are going to be making videos. That is absolutely going to be the case. And if you don't, you're never probably going to become the go-to expert in your area. You're not going to be the best known, that's for certain. You're certainly not going to be the most trusted, because you can't just do that with the written word. You have to put yourself out there. So if we take a look back, so back in 2005 when YouTube launched and the first video was uploaded, 1.3 billion people have joined the platform since then. Now obviously it was, you know, bought out by Google, Alphabet Inc., and you know it's grown a lot more as it's been linked into the Google search engine. But you know, when you look at how much video content is uploaded, there are 300 hours of content uploaded to YouTube every single minute, and 5 billion videos are watched every single day on YouTube by 30 million visitors. Now, it's one of those things that when you start thinking about those numbers, and don't forget, YouTube's not even the only video platform out there. There are others out there. They might not be as big or as influential, but they are out there and people are using them. And when you look at some of the studies that are out there, it's estimated that by 2025, it's not that far away really, that half of all viewers under the age of 32, I've got this written down here, yeah, they will not be paying to a TV service. 6 out of 10 people already prefer online video platforms to watching live TV. And if you're thinking that, you know, oh, that's just stats from America, no, unfortunately, that's not the case either. It's already worldwide. It's already here in the UK. 80% of views on YouTube are from outside of the US. US only makes up 20% of all YouTube views. So video really is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. You do need to get involved with creating video for your content. And if you've never made a video before, I wouldn't worry too much about that, because it's actually much easier than you might think. So it's not difficult to get into. You don't need all the gear with no idea. And there are some very simple steps and processes, a lot of which I already actually give away for free. You can look around some of my other content that I've delivered in the past. You'll find some of those guides that you can just pick up, have a look at, and get some tips to get started straight away. So, I mean, the upshot of all that is that video isn't really an option when it comes to marketing your business. You really have to be making the effort to get yourself out there and position yourself as the expert with the right kind of content and being where people are actually looking to find the answers. You might be thinking that actually you may have missed the boat already, and if you're in some other industries, I mean, there's already massive competition with your video and content. You know, the online marketing space, which to a large extent, you know, is part of what I'm doing here. It's really, really full of people creating really great content, lots of useful, helpful bits of information, videos, training, guides, webinars. You know, it's all out there. So to actually become dominant in that space would be a massive undertaking. But where we are today with the property industry, for example, it actually is very, very underutilized in the property sector with property professionals. whatever section of property it is you deal with, whether it's just like yourself. I mean, I reach out mainly to estate agents at present, but if you also look at anything that's related to that, so property accountants, mortgage advisors, brokers, having people doing the surveys, even maintenance and repair and building works, actual construction companies. There aren't that many that really have fully embraced this content revolution, and it is something that if you did get into it now, you're actually going to be ahead of 90, probably actually more like 95% of your competitors. But people, agents in particular, are already starting to use video, and they may be just off the cuff videos on their phone, which is absolutely fine. They may not even be very good content, but they are doing it. And if they're looking at their stats and if they're seeing what works, they're going to figure it out eventually, whether that's by going and buying some help, getting a mentor, getting some training, or just networking amongst their peers and colleagues. They'll figure it out eventually, and then they'll actually see that actually doing more and more and more of this kind of content and seeing what actually works is going to take them ahead of the rest of the pack. And that's kind of what this coaching program is all about. It's actually getting you in a position where you're not going to have to test for 6 months or a year, find out what works. Can already give you a lot of that information off the bat, can give you lots of tips and tricks and information about quick starts and how to get into it and almost hit the ground running, so that you can actually start to see some results really quite quickly. Now, I need to just caveat that is that depending on where you're starting from will depend largely on how quickly you can get results. If you are starting from completely zero, if your website has maybe been up since you started your business 10 or 15 years ago, but you've really not bothered with content very much, it's just the occasional post here or there every couple of weeks, couple of months, and you want to start now, go and hit it full pelt with a full-blown content creation strategy, it's going to take time to build up. If you've been very inconsistent, if your content isn't on point and on brand, a lot of it may need rewriting, repositioning, and you may need to do a lot of work on your SEO. It could take some time, but the good news is as I said, it's not something that is massively oversaturated in your industry at the moment, and so you can actually start seeing results in as little as a few months. And depending on how much effort you put into it and how much content you're creating, you could actually start to see results, really quite quickly, significant results that really make a difference to your bottom line. So if that sounds like something that is of interest to you and you want to know more about how it could work in your business, how it could apply to your business, then fortunately, I've created a few slides just to tell you a little bit more about my coaching program and what it gives you. And it's essentially a hybrid of what you'll find out there. There are people that just like to teach. There are other people that just do the services. This is a fusion of the two. You actually get 12 weeks worth of coaching one-on-one, and it also does a lot of services done for you, as well as a few done with you services as well. So let's jump into the slides and we'll take a look at that. Okay, so here's the slides on what you'll get with the coaching. So obviously, as I've already said, it's going to be weekly virtual meetings. It's going to be covering the 9 steps of the Local Celebrity Leads Mastery program. There are 3 actions in each of the steps, so there's a total of 27 actions that we'll be going through over the 12 weeks. It will obviously cover everything that you see on the screen here. So we'll be looking at your content. We'll be planning what the new content is that you need to create. We'll look at your website. We will actually be doing, you'll see in the DFY services, your SEO for you. So it's not something that you have to overly concern yourself with, but what we will be doing is teaching you some of the core values that SEO needs, so that you can actually start creating your content in a better and more focused way. We'll be looking at your business message, your business goals and vision, and obviously we need to know what they are to try and push you in the right direction, so that all of your content lines up with those brand goals and vision. strategies that you've set for your business. And if you are really busy, so if you don't have a lot of time free to be able to sit down and do a couple of hours a day of content strategizing and creating, etc., we'll also go into some of the time saving strategies that you can implement for your business, and that will enable you to free up some of your time to work on your business instead of just in your business. And that will also include touching on some worth building tactics, but that's all going to be in the coaching. Now, as I say, it is over 12 weeks, so not been able to touch on an in-depth way in this video about how we're going to achieve those results for you, but what you should know is that these strategies are not new. They are out there in the world. They've been going for some years now. They're producing some really fabulous results in other industries, and there is absolutely zero chance that if you follow the system and you put in the effort that you can't get similar results. You're basically setting yourself up as a thought leader in your industry, as a go-to expert in your area, as somebody who's known as an expert for what your service is. And when people come to you, you have all the answers. They will be able to access them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So wherever and whenever they're looking to get answers, you're going to be the one showing up and actually providing them for them, so that you get those organic leads on autopilot. So moving on to the done for you services, we've got obviously the website SEO done for you. We'll be looking at that. We'll be looking at is your site fit for your content? Is your site ready for being upgraded to fully compliant SEO strategies? Now, again, there are caveats. As with always with SEO, there are things that could make it much more difficult. If you've had people do SEO for you in the past and you've had problems with it, or they've tried to use black hat tactics, they might have generated hundreds or thousands of spammy backlinks to your content, which could be really badly hurting your site, and it may be something that just needs to be fixed before you can actually start applying a fully white hat Google compliant strategy to your content creation strategy, so that you can start to get rankings. But we'll be able to look at that and see a lot of that fairly quickly off the bat. Once your site is fully SEO compliant, so everything's been done to make sure that the search engines have everything that they need to know everything about your site, everything's positioned well. We'll also look at doing, as you create the content, we'll help you with creating the videos. So we can do video intros and video outros. We can do thumbnail creation for you. We can help you with creating lead magnets. So these are the downloadables that people will find at the end of your content, so that you can get them into your email system and follow up with more information on having basically a good follow-up system, so that people are constantly being reminded of what you've already helped them with and where they can get more help if they need it, and that you're only a simple click of the mouse away from being contacted. Pick up the phone. If they're on their mobile, they'll be able to click through to talk to you directly. All of these things are things that we'll be helping you with. Obviously, we'll be helping you review your existing content if you've got any, and tell you what needs changing, if anything, how to make it more relevant, pertinent, how to get it into your evergreen library of content. We'll be teaching you how to review and validate your content, because once you've created your piece of content, there's absolutely no point in saying it's an evergreen piece of content in your catalog until it's been validated. And then obviously, as we said, we'll be talking to you about how to over deliver. So how to give people extra training, extra modules, downloads, bonus content, etc. So all of these things are going to be part of helping you, doing things with you with the done for you services, as well as doing them for you. We can do your social media post creation and scheduling for you as well, if that's something that you need, if it's not something you currently do in-house, just so that you are getting the best from the potential algorithms, not just from the search engines, but also from the social engines. And I've not touched on it yet, but I've included basic technical system support in there. My background is IT. I was over 25 years as an IT expert myself. I did everything from, I started right at the beginning, just selling computers, building computers, and then I moved on to servers, second line support, third line support, project management, and everything in between. So I've managed multiple sites around the world. I've installed and set those up to basically getting a browser to understand Russian and use a Russian keyboard. I mean, the smallest thing to the biggest thing and everything in between, pretty much in IT, I've done it. So if you've got technical issues, I'll talk to you about those on calls as well. No problem. I can help you with pretty much anything on that front. Now, you might be asking, why am I putting out an offer like this? And, how is it that I can make the claim that you're saving nearly £10,000 on doing this offer for 3 months? And quite simply, it's a relatively new program. So all of the things that we deliver within the program are industry standard practices, they're best practices, they're, I have a big interest in self-education, self-learning. I have loads of books. I'm always reading. The current book that I'm actually just finishing is a book called They Ask You Answer. There's audiobooks I'm listening to, as I mentioned earlier. I think I touched on, I just listened again to Unleash the Power Within from Tony Robbins, Rob Moore's book on money. Just all areas of business, I'm always learning, I'm always educating myself, and anything that I learn, I put into my courses. Now, this is, as a course, a new course. It's not been sold as the Local Celebrity Mastery Coaching Program before. So until I get testimonials and reviews and feedback on all of the course, it's not something that I can put out as this course will solve all of your content marketing problems, because that would be unethical and it would be a lie. So the first 10 to 15 customers that I take on are going to be essentially me just making sure that there's nothing missing within this course, that the way that I teach it makes sense to you. So I will be asking you for feedback as we go throughout the course. As we provide the services for you, we'll be looking at whether or not they meet all of your needs, if there's anything more that we can do. And if there are services that I come across that they're within my power to deliver and they're not going to break the bank, they're just things that I will add in anyway, because once this gets released as a group coaching program, and then you get the full-blown high-ticket course that comes out of this, which is, we're aiming for the end of the first quarter next year to release that. And it's something that you'll actually get if you take up any of our one-for-one coaching services. You'll get a copy of that completely free of charge for you to look at, review and keep. But essentially, this is the process of validating the course structure. As I say, the actual services and the strategies that are within them, they're not new. That there's anything that we teach in here is being used and taught by other people, other coaches, other courses, and it is something that is out there in the world. And if you really go and take the time to look and dig, you will find all of this information somewhere on Google. Absolutely no question about that. So they're just taking a collection of what sometimes are disparate strategies and just combining them into a course, a program, a system that will take you through step by step what you need to know, why you need to know it, and how you apply it to your business, so that you effectively come out the other side knowing, without having to keep us on retainer forever and a day, that you can take this over for yourself, apply it to your business, and then grow in-house with your staff being a part of the process, so that you're not fully dependent on us as a service to you. So the offer, as it said on the thumbnail at the start of this video, is basically you get 3 months. It's a 12-week deal of one-to-one coaching, and it's $4,997. Once this becomes a course, it will probably cost about half of that, but then the done for you services will be almost the same again, if not the same again. So it'll end up being a £5,000 package initially, with a £2,500 a month ongoing, and that's just with potentially group coaching. If you just buy the course on its own, it'll probably be somewhere around £2,000 to £2,500. It won't include any of the done for you services, which of course you'll get in here, and it will be something that is ongoing. So it'll end up being a contract that you take out, and we'll probably look at doing packages for 6 months or a year, because really there is absolutely no point in taking on a SEO for really less than 6 months if you're working through a course and you're starting from scratch, because it's going to take you that long to start getting real significant results. As I said before, you can get results more quickly. It can happen in as little as 1 or 2 months, and that's what we'll obviously be aiming for with any clients that we do this. But because we'll be working with you one-to-one every week, seeing how the services are going that are done for you, how the coaching is going, your understanding, your ability to put that into practice and actually create the content that you require for your business to become a thought leader in your space, then that's obviously what's going to get us to a point where we can ask you after the 12 weeks for a referral, testimonial, reviews, whatever, so that we can then move on to our next phase, which is the group coaching launch. So that's why you're getting such an amazing offer of 12 weeks with all of the services, all of the coaching, one-to-one feedback. You'll have access to me outside of the weekly calls, because you'll be included in my WhatsApp. So if you've got questions, if you need things answering in between the coaching calls, I'll get back to you on those. If I need to actually pick up the phone and talk to you because it's a long and in-depth and complicated answer for something that you've asked, I'm more than happy to do that as well. There's not going to be any extra charge for out of hours service or out of hours availability or anything like that. Essentially, the reason that I'm offering this at such an amazing deal is because I want your testimonial. I want to be able to put your name, your business on my sales page to say, this person has tried it, it works, it gets results. It can do the same for you if you take up our group coaching offer. And so if that's not something that you're comfortable with, then you possibly won't be a good fit right now, because that will be something that will be part of the package. If I deliver you results, you give me a testimonial. If obviously at the end of those 12 weeks we haven't managed to get you the results, or you don't think the results are significant enough that you want to give a testimonial, look, I will carry on working with you, coaching you to get to the point that you actually do get those results, because I really want to help you. That's kind of why I set up a coaching business. Is I like helping people. I like teaching. I like helping people do what is good for their business. And like I say, I'm reading all the time. I'm always getting new ideas. I'm always getting new thoughts. And this is just the one that is, for me, a really great way to interact with people. I'm a people person. I like, talking with people. I like helping people. I like giving over my knowledge. And so that's essentially what I want to do for you. Now, if saving £10,000 isn't really something that you're that interested in, and you want to wait until the course is released, of course, that is entirely your prerogative. More than happy for you to do that. We'll still be here. We'll still be helping you. We have loads of free information to give away in the meantime. You can find that on some of my social feeds. But if you want to talk about how this can work for your business a little bit more, all you need to do is go to bit.ly bit.ly/LCLM, they're in capitals, it's Local Celebrity Leads Mastery, LCLM Discovery in lowercase. So you can see that on the screen right now. When you go to that link, just type that into your browser. It is case sensitive, like I say. That'll take you to my calendar. Book yourself in for a call and we will have a chat about you, your business, where you want to go, and whether or not this offer will be right for you, and be more than happy to take a look at what you've got in your business already, your social strategy, and essentially decide with you if one, it's right for your business, whether it's something that you can fully commit to right now in terms of getting the assignments done, creating the content, and learning the little strategies that you need to know to help you along your way. And then if it is, I'll make you the offer to work with me. You've seen it's $4,997. That's only going to be around until all 10 spots are taken. Can't really do it for more than that because there's not going to be a massive amount of profit in that for me, if I'm honest. But obviously I'm looking at the big picture when that turns into group coaching in the course and the value ladder is fully built out down the line, and I've got all of the the testimonials and the social proof that I need that this system is actually a blinding system that is actually really going to work amazingly well for your business. Then the rewards will come later. So this is really the best possible time, I feel, that you could get in on this, because you're getting literally everything that I can offer, as well as the one-to-one coaching. You'll be giving me feedback on how the services and the done for you services are going, and you'll also be able to give me guidance if you're not getting enough information, if you're needing more, if you want more stuff written out, if you want more guides, more cheat sheets, more video training. I can create that whilst we're working through the program, and if that gives you what you need, it will certainly help others as well. So I'm more than happy to do that. So 4,997, 12 weeks of one-to-one coaching once a week. It'll probably be 60 to 90 minutes will probably be the average. Obviously you don't want to take up huge amounts of your time, although I can literally get on a call and I can talk for hours, and I do have to check myself sometimes on that. I will just keep giving and giving and giving, but obviously I need to respect your time as well, so we'll try and limit it to 60 to 90 minutes. And like I say, you'll also have access to me outside of those coaching calls, and you can ask as many questions as you like. There are no stupid questions. I will answer everything that I possibly can. If there's something that I don't know the answer to, I will go and find out. If I can't find out on the internet, I will go and find somebody that I can buy the information from, because everything that I do for you during this 12 weeks of the initial launch of this program is really just going to help me provide better services for people down the line when it turns into group coaching and a course and all of our free trainings that we will be doing. So if that's of interest to you, like I say, book a call now, bit.ly/LCLM Discovery, capital LCLM, lowercase Discovery, and let's get on a call, have a quick chat about your business, where you want to go, how you see this working for you or not. If you've got any questions, if you've got any queries that I haven't touched on throughout this last 10 minutes or so doing these slides, then please do feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you might have. So until we speak, hopefully on a call, enjoy the rest of your day. I look forward to speaking with you, and goodbye for now.